Hi folks, I'm Steve Adubato. This is a very special event. Yes, it's virtual, but no less special. This is the 25th Russ Berrie Making a Difference Award ceremony. Now listen, of course, because of COVID-19, we can't be together this year. Cross our fingers, next year we will, but this year we're doing this virtually. 1997 was the first year that the Russ Berrie Award started. Let's go to 2021. So that's 25 years. Get these numbers. These numbers are powerful. These statistics are staggering in a good way. Over 3,800 unsung heroes have been nominated. 380 individuals have been honored from every corner of the state, and $3.75 million have been awarded in these presentations, in these award ceremonies that, by the way, I've been honored to have been moderating and hosting from the beginning. Now, some of the nominations came in before the pandemic. Some of them came in after the pandemic, but all of the nominees, all of those who we recognize in this virtual event are making a huge, huge difference in their communities. Let's take a look.
Gaddy of Newark has spent more than 20 years on the front lines fighting for environmental justice in New Jersey communities of color, starting in her own South Ward neighborhood.
I'm a fourth-generation Newarker. I have lived in the city of Newark all my life. When I started in the environmental field, it was because of my children. I have 3 children, and all of them are asthmatic. And it wasn't until my daughter was diagnosed at the age of 1 that I began to say, oh my God, what is going on? What can I do to kind of prevent the asthma rates, not only in Newark, but throughout the state? Because the one thing, when you see a kid gasping for air, you have no control over that. And so that started my fight 20 years ago. So living in the city of Newark and the South Ward community, my backyard is the 3rd largest port. And we have an airport as well. And what I noticed is that the cumulative impacts of pollution was directly linked to low-income residents and residents who are people of color. And so I began to make the connection with the environmental injustices that was happening and the poor health that our community suffered from. 1 out of 4 children in the city of Newark have asthma versus 1 out of 10 in the Essex County surrounding towns. And so when I heard that statistic, I said something has to be done, and what is actually causing this? And I began to investigate the environmental degradation, the pollution sources, the increase in trucks. You know, we have 25,000 trucks that come in and out of the port. And so that is something that can be easily resolved with electrification of the vehicles, making sure we are changing out the different oils that we use to run some of the equipment, also rerouting the trucks from coming into the neighborhood where children reside. Well, you know, what I'm most proud of, working with the South Ward Environmental Alliance, Clean Water Action, Ironbound Community Corp, and New Jersey Environmental Justice Alliance, we had a fight for about 13 years to get the first environmental justice cumulative impacts law passed. And it was finally voted on and passed by the legislation and signed by the governor in 2020. And that's a 13-year fight. The environmental justice cumulative impacts bill will begin to change the future of our community. And then lastly, we have to be able to pass on the information to the next generation so the fight doesn't end with a Gaddy or another person. That this is something that has sustainability.